live out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it right
Hey, Shalom.
here. Shalom.
Hey, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, by Shem, Yahushai, by Shem, Kakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders. And peace and many salutations to our young is toiling in the truth. We're the GMS Dallas camp, and we want to come with a sit down going into how, we're in fact going to have servants or also known as slaves in the kingdom of heaven. You had this guy that was scoffing against us, not necessarily GMS, but it's the camps that go out and preach on the highways and byways, saying that we're not going to have slaves in the kingdom of heaven. But he contradicted himself and said that we'll have servants in the kingdom of heaven, which is really synonymous. And the reason why he's anti-slavery, if you will, is the fact that he has our history in mind. See, we endured a very inhumane form of captivity, alluded to chattel slavery. And our slavery was based off the premises of us being subhuman, you know what I'm saying, and bestial, and with those stereotypes, Esau Edom condoned doing all matters of wickedness to us, but we're going to pay them back double for the wickedness that they have endured, that they had inflicted on us, man. But it's not going to be in the form of chattel slavery. We're not going to be butt breaking the Edomite, man. We're not going to be raping a woman that's married. Although, yes, we will have the figures of the women that we like within their nationality if they haven't known a man. There'll be bed wenches, right? But it's going to be a form of slavery that the Bible calls upon, versus what we've seen or what we endured, in history, man. It's gonna be very different. But yes, we are going to have servants in the kingdom of heaven. What is a kingdom without servants? Okay? And also, how is Esau even going to get paid back? Well, he's going to get paid back by one form is servitude, right? And we know also annihilation in 1,000 years allude to Obadiah. But he has to serve his time, man. Hey, can we get I can have it on my list, but can you get Revelation 13? Or was it around 10 or was it 9?
Yeah, I got you.
Right. 9 and 10?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. And it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's right. He that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. So Esau, even he has to be recompensed for his wickedness that he has inflicted on our people, man. This is not a so-called black thing, right? You still have certain Native American, so-called Native American tribes or Gadites that's living in complete squalor right now. Don't have running water. Don't have plumbing. Okay? The women are being ravaged. You know what I'm saying? In Canada, right? In places like New Mexico, right? Living in complete utter squalor, man. Destitute, alcoholism, children unalive themselves because of sorrow. Okay? And the reason why is because Esau Edom has broken the treaties that he established with our native brothers, our northern tribe brothers. Okay? He has to get paid back for that. And in ancient times, if you had a debt and you couldn't pay it off, you couldn't pay it off by compensation, what would you have to do? You have to work for it. So Esau Edom, he's going to have to work for it. Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, And who's our top adversary? Esau, Edom. You know? But it says, and every one of them shall go into captivity.
That's right.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
That's right.
And all.
And how do you spoil somebody? Well, you go into their land, you unalive a substantial amount of them. You cut off their ability to feed themselves, to bathe themselves, right? The men of that nation, you unalive them. The women that have not known a man, you take them for spoil and booty. The children, you put them in captivity in assimilation schools. That's how you spoil a nation.
Right. And that's also how you get them to follow your laws. The laws and decrees and such that you want to establish. You got to make these people, you got to break them down in a sense. You know, you got to break them down, you know, that way they can be subject unto the common rule. You know, case in point, for example, if I may, you know, we were placed in captivity. You know, we've been here in America for quite some time, but when we first started being brought over here, Esau made us follow his guidelines, his doctrines, and such like that, to the point we've been assimilated into this culture. Now, obviously, of course, we being believers woke up to the truth, so we're not under them that smote us anymore, you know, but ultimately bring up that point to say, when you establish a nation or when a nation's being established, you have to have people under you, and you have to actually beat them into subjection, for lack of better words. That way they can keep the common rule. And it's going to be no different than the kingdom of heaven. What Jacob doesn't have, namely that guy, all right, that did that video that the elder was talking about, he doesn't have what's called a ruling class mentality. When you have a rulership mentality, then you ain't worried about, you know, pretty much that argument. Why y'all worried about having slaves in the kingdom? You know? You got it, bro.
That's right. Beautifully said, brother. Right? In order for you to have rulership, you have to have subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And the other nations are going to be our subjects.
Yep.
You got something on?
Because the guy said having slaves he said it's pretty much wicked. You know what I mean? So, but obviously, he's not reading the scripture. The spirit ain't dealing with him. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So, like you're saying, we're going to have slaves in the kingdom. That payback and tribulation is coming to all the heathen because they had a hand in our downfall and had a hand in having a rulership over us at some point. But the chief heathen is Esau right now. And he did the most. So it's going to be a righteous thing with the heaven for Isaac and Yahushua to pay back them that troubled us. Like the preachers read in Jeremiah 30. They put us in captivity, they did all those wicked things. So the payback is going to be them going through the double for Revelation 18 chapter. So it's coming on the righteous side. And it's a righteous thing in the eyes of him to follow to have that take place.
Right. Well, every kingdom that we've seen on earth has been one ruler, one nation ruling over the other.
There you go.
That's how it's always been. Every kingdom was a nation of people superior over others.
Right.
That's, you can read Daniel the 7th chapter. All of those beasts were rulerships, but there were nations of people ruling over others that were given their allotted time to rule. And they had subjects. Did y'all get that one precept? The prince without subjects is nothing?
We didn't read out yet. We just started not too long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't go long ago.
Okay, y'all, we'll get to it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's
I got,
Go ahead.
just real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Revelation. I said Revelation. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. So I just had it right here. Forgive me, y'all. If you want to bring yours out, I'll find it. I just had my phone out on it in the verse.
Okay. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's right. So the saints of the Most High, right, which are the Israelites, the elect of the Israelites, they're going to possess these kingdoms, and if that rulership is going to be established forever, right? And they're going to rule with Yahushua. And it says in scriptures that how are they going to rule with a rod of iron? What does that? What does that mean? That means they're going to rule with total authority over these nations, bro. These nations are not going to have a say-so, a council, a NATO, to voice their opinion about how the kingdom or how the world should be ran. Now there's not gonna be councils, you know what I'm saying, G20 summits and things that, no, you're gonna be totally under the rulership of the Israelites, bro. That's servitude, okay? Did you find it?
God, I did find it. Did we finish it at Revelation 13 though?
We did.
Okay, God. I got this right here, 2 Ezra 15, 20, and 21.
Mhm.
It says, Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun. And you obviously know this is talking about the kingdom, you know, because since we've been on the earth, there has not been all the kings on the earth that reverence the Heavenly Father. So this verse right here is telling you this is pertaining to the kingdom of heaven. It says, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So will I also do in recompense in their bosom, saith the Lord of hosts. And the point of that is we had to go to slavery and serve unto all these nations. So the recompense is they're going to have to do the same thing. And like y'all are saying, it's a just thing according to the scriptures. If God said it's just, then there should be no argument about that. You know, and I worded it like that way, like God, I worded it that way on purpose because the so-called Christian, and unfortunately, them Yahites are even saying it's a terrible thing that we're telling you that slaves are going to be in the kingdom. You know, but this is what God wants.
Right.
You know?
Subjects.
Exactly.
It's going to be a nation in subjection. The term slavery messes a lot of Jacob because of this brutal slavery, the way Esau did it. Although we know judgment is coming. The end all be all, the nations are just going to be cleaned up and talked away to righteousness, the Edomites. But the Edomites be done away with, of course, judged harshly. But the end all be all is you learn righteousness. The end all be all is that the ways that the Lord gave to this people are supreme above all of yours. We're going to show you. And you're going to have to keep it. You're going to have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know? So, I mean, Jake gets all moist because they're like, that wouldn't that make us just as bad as them? Well, payback is recompense is scriptural. The throne of David is rooted in taking down his enemies, subjecting them unto his power. That's why Solomon was able to have 40 years of peace. You know? But Jake doesn't have a rulership mentality.
That's it.
We do. So, we get it.
That's right. Good. Revelation 2.
So Revelation chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Right, so those that endure the elect of the nation of Israel, they're going to rule with Yahushua, right? And dash the other nations into pieces with their rod of iron. Okay? That means that our ways and our culture is going to be implemented on the face of the earth by what? Violence. If you get out of line, then guess what? We're going to put you in check. Right? You eat something that is unlawful, we're going to have certain legislation put in place to put you in severe straits.
Right.
Okay? You commit Moism, you know what I'm saying, the other nations, then you're going to be put to death. Okay? You a badass kid of the other nations, and we hear about it, we're going to sanction and stone.
Yep.
Okay? You're going to learn the law, statutes, and commandments, just like we learned Western culture. It's like it was unlawful for us to speak our language at the given time, right? To read certain things. Well, that's going to, in a lot of ways, that's going to be implemented in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
I got this commentary from David Guzik, allude to a Revelation, the second chapter, the 26th verse, and then it says, he shall rule with a rod of iron. This quotation from Psalms, the second chapter, speaks of the authority of the Messiah when he rules over the earth. And that day, righteousness will be enforced those who rebel against Yahushua will be dashed to pieces like a clay pot hit with iron brass. So those that's coming up that try to come up against the Lord in that day, they're gonna be dashed into pieces, bro. Bro, it says in Zechariah the 14th chapter, if you don't come up to, you got it right
I
there.
got
Spirit.
it. Yeah, I got it. If you want it, I
No,
got
I got you. No, go ahead and get it. It say it better than me.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and grab it. Yeah.
This is Zechariah chapter 14, starting at 16.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, which is what we just got out of. Verse 17. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
So if you don't come and worship the Yahushua, you're not going to receive rain, bro. We're going to starve you out. Okay? We're going to implement a natural disaster in your nation so that your people starve.
Right.
Much like what's going on in Palestine right now. Okay? And those people are doing it under the premises of them being the chosen. Okay? They got license, they believe they have license to do those things. Okay? Well, spiritually speaking, we're going to have that license when Yahushua comes and get the true nation of Israel back in order, bro. Okay? All right? But nobody has anything to say about you people that hate these camps. You say nothing about what's going on in our land.
Right.
What you call us hateful. And that shows you that a lot of our people, man, they really cleave on to this place, right? They just want to be black Hebrew Israelites. They don't want to be Hebrew Israelites.
Right.
They don't want to have true rulership. Because if you understand what Israelite is, you understand that they have sanction from the Most High to rule the world by the scriptures. But our people really don't believe that. Okay? They don't believe that, man. This is just, for a lot of people, this is just a fad, bro.
Yeah, Jake don't read the Bible.
It's not a fad for us, bro. I'm not down here just speaking this just because it sounds good. We're trying to get the fuck up out of here, bro.
Right.
Yep.
Go ahead, Al.
Verse 18. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague. So you got people that are still not going to come up when there's no rain. So the Lord is saying, bet, you still want to be proud in that day, I'm going to give you even a plague. All right, and read it again. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be a plague, wherewith Yahweh will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Yeah, so C-19 is going to happen. But on a larger scale,
Right.
right? 2020 is going to happen. Y'all know what happened in 2020. But we're going to implement that. Just like the powers that be did that to the masses, we're going to do that to the masses. If you don't comply with what we have to say.
Right.
That's rulership, bro.
Yeah, I don't feel like going, and they don't send, because it's not like their whole nation got to come, but they got to
Right.
send tributary delegates. You know what I'm saying? They got to delegate certain people to come represent, their nation. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't come, you know what I'm saying? It's judgment. That's you know what I'm saying? Like here, Christmas is forced down your throat. Halloween is ready to be forced down your throat. Thanksgiving is damn sure forced down your throat. Even if you don't celebrate it, it's right there by you. No matter what, you know what I'm saying? You go to the store, it's there.
Right.
Pumpkin looking at you, the skeleton. Well, the law, statutes, and commandments are going to replace that. It's going to be in your face and it's going to be forced upon you. And if you don't do it, you will be judged. Now, the Elder Mike Allah brought out the concept of a child getting stoned, a badass, teenager getting stoned, basically, because he don't listen to his parents. People will say that that's harsh. These are Christians, though. That's a biblical law. But see, what is the end goal? That people see that and say, what he was doing, I'm not doing it. And you have a life grows from death. See, the Lord uses death for life to flourish in that case. So his death makes the other children like, I'm not going to be like that nigga. Whereas here in this society, Cardi B, all these different people, they're able to just forward, and the behavior never stops. The behavior pattern that is associated with sin is never addressed, therefore people think it's okay. And it becomes a culture style. So the laws are gonna be important.
It's back there, that's why when those judgments are written down, it says that we put evil from among them. So that example, you know, that deterrent of, man, you remember what happened to such and such from North? Nah, I'm good. It'll make you think twice because there's an actual judgment for, you know, for that.
That's right.
Gun.
Anybody else have something?
I do. I got one NLT real quick. This is Proverbs 14 and 28. It says, "A growing population is a king's glory. A prince without subjects has nothing."
There you go. Read that one more time, bro.
And again, this is in the NLT.
Mm.
Proverbs 14 and 28. "A growing population is a king's glory. A prince without subjects has nothing."
Right. To have to have a kingdom that's flourishing and the people are multiplying, that's for your glory. Right? We're not saying you know, that we want rulership per se for our, you know, personally speaking. But damn, we look down in the world like, who else needs to rule? Right? You know, ultimately, we want this world to flourish. This world is beautiful, dog. If you had the luxury of going to different places, man, even in America, the different terrains, things of that nature, it's a beautiful world out here, dog. You know, that's ran totally out of course, right? And it exemplified in the people. You know, the people are all out of whack. You know, we're doing this because we want order set on the planet Earth. So where not only our children could flourish, but the world could flourish. Even if you're not a heathen. And that's what we love, bro. You ain't a part of us, but we want to see you in a good situation. You want to look on television and see 3,000 African booty scratchers starved in a day. Right? Not if you're a righteous king. Okay? So we want as kings, we want righteousness to flourish on the planet Earth. Right? Yes, now of course we have our own wants, but it's bigger than what we want. Okay? This is what we're fighting for, man. Jake doesn't understand that though. Again, Jake takes this truth of ours as another Black Power movement.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Where you could be the smartest nigga at the lunch table.
Barbershop conversation.
Right.
That's what they turned this truth into.
Right. Chief priest almighty and all that bullshit.
Feeding your woman macaroni and cheese on camera.
Yeah.
That's
We're in a time of war.
Right.
Fake punching Edomites for
Yeah.
God's sake.
The secret ingredients of paprika, baby. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He said that shit?
No, I'm just
Oh.
I'm just being funny.
So that's the spirit thing. More so, that's the spirit thing.
You
I
got
got this.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 149 and 5.
There
I'm
you
reading
go.
down to verse
There
9.
you go.
Okay,
Go
you
ahead.
got it down?
That's my next one.
Okay, that's the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds," which is a sign of rest. That's what that verse is saying pretty much. Let us rejoice as we're in our rest. Just as you have the wicked, they're in their rest pertaining to what? Micah, the 2nd chapter. You know, where they're able to do wickedness upon their beds. This verse is pretty much saying, let us rejoice as we're in our rest. Okay? It says in verse 6, "Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hands, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people,
Mm-hmm.
to bind their kings with chains."
And if you have a two-edged sword, that means you're getting busy. Both sides of your sword is sharpened. So you're able to basically strike faster. So that, what does that represent? That represents swift judgment.
Right.
Okay? It's going to be implemented on these heathen. For vengeance also. Right? These other heathens, they got to pay for what they've done to the world and to us too. Okay? So we're going to have certain things set in place where, no, you're not going to be able to eat mouse. You know, you're not going to be able to, what's that, Mud King? I think that's a South Korean or Korean word, I mean, basically eating, gorging yourself,
A mukbang.
mukbang on fucking camera.
Mukbang.
Right.
Eating.
Shit's bugged out.
Gorging, just eating.
Breathing all hard
Yeah.
and shit while they doing it. Ariana had the funny joke about
Yeah.
that some months back.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna be none of that in the
Right.
kingdom of heaven.
Absolutely.
Twerking on TV, on camera, or anything, any form of communication. You're gonna be ready for that. Hey, they did that in South Africa. You had two, podcast members. Well, hopefully I can do a sit down on this, twerking in the highway, right? And they were sentenced for that, bro. Why is that? Because you're not supposed to have any whores, or if they're Israelites, maybe in South Africa, you're not supposed to have any whores in the kingdom of Israel, man. A whore's supposed to be stoned
If she's a priest daughter.
if she's a priest daughter.
And she was burned with fire. She's a priest.
And that's not,
Right.
it's not like the Bible glorifies it. It happened, but that was never
Mm-hmm.
right. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the law, that's talking about a temple harlot. Because Jake would become male temple harlots and female temple harlots. We was never supposed to tie sex to adultery and other guys and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's, and see, everything that the brother's going into is the people are behaving this way because of a failed rulership. He has not governed the people right. Therefore, people think of slavery and having subjects as just this negative thing. And see, the glory of a kingdom is the people.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So when you get to the kingdom, like how people are going to be behaving after, you know, that especially after that 1,000-year period, and how the earth is going to flourish is going to be, and it's going to speak to the rulership, the rulers who are in power. There's nothing wrong with having authority, but that authority must be for the intent of righteousness being spread. And this is why you got mukbangs. You're not going to be able to do that shit in the kingdom. That's going to be frowned upon. Here, it's all good because of what? Of the person who has rulership has failed. He's not a good ruler. The earth needs new management. Straight up.
Sirach 10:1, read the verse 4. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As a judge of the people as a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. Woo! And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So, like you're saying, the earth needs some management and rulership right now. You see what type of rule we have by the state of the people. Almost everyone's a scumbag here.
Right.
Debauchery turns them on. Being on the left hand side, all those things are real to these people. All out wickedness, bloodshed, and spoil, man. That's what people get off on. Because that's how the rules are. That whole vibration has covered the whole earth. You know, it's say gross darkness has covered the people. That's what everyone's into now.
Yep, I got Proverbs real quick, Proverbs 20 and 28. You know, see, unfailing love and faithfulness protect the king. His throne is made secure through love. What is love?
Keeping the man.
And in the law, there's laws on how to deal with your slave servitude. Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Right.
So when that is applied in its context, the law, it leads to true love being spread. That's what this earth is lacking, is love. You know?
Verse 3 in Sirach 10th chapter, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So that prudence is what? Thinking ahead, not thinking beyond yourself. Thinking two steps ahead, using wisdom. That's what's lacking here. You know, Esau is destroying everyone with this microwave mentality and introducing all these things in the earth as far as death. So he's not thinking down the line of how his actions are affecting the people, and then we see it. GMOs is a perfect example. You know, cancer rates are through the fucking roof because of that shit. It has a lot to do with it, man. Because Esau isn't a prudent king. He's completely messing everything up, man. Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is proper. The nation of Israel. You know, through the law, such commandments, man. Establishing that throne of David is what's going to be a profitable situation to the whole earth. even included in that. You know, they're gonna benefit from our rulership, because the way the earth is supposed to be governed is going to be implemented here. You know? That's what
Okay.
I'm gonna finish up on this here in Psalms 149 and 8. I'm gonna read verse 7 again. And it says, yeah, we read about the two-edged sword, you know, the saints rejoice with the two-edged sword in their hand. Verse 7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute.
That sounds like rulership to me, dog. And what does that mean by that? You're gonna have kings and rulers basically, underneath your thumb. But you're gonna be able to dictate the resources. Much like, these certain groups, hidden groups, the Rothschilds, right? They have these kings basically, they have an influence of who's the king or picks the king. We're gonna have the same influence. Right? That's what Trump is trying to do now in South America. Okay? That represents power. You're able to go to the country and say, no, I want this guy ruling. In a start a coup, millions or thousands of people will die, hundreds of thousands misplaced because of your decision. That's power. That's what happened to our brothers, the Venezuelans, by the way, by Trump. Okay? We're gonna have that same power. But guess what? With our authority, we're not gonna have to kill any so-called innocent people. Where we say is gonna go, who we handpick and who we handpick, who we want to be in order or in that seat of rulership in the heathen nation, we're gonna dictate. That's power, dog.
That's it.
Jake don't understand that. They don't want it. They can't fathom it. They still think they're black. Okay? You got some more than that, my bro?
God.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, final verse. It says, to execute upon them the written, to execute upon them the judgment written. So it's been the judgment that was written about this already. So Jake that's against that just doesn't understand the judgment of the Heavenly Father. Nor do you want to understand the judgment of the Heavenly Father. Because if you wanted the Heavenly Father's judgment, then you wouldn't have no problem with servitude and slaves. Because that's part of his judgment that was written in the scriptures. It says, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor hath all ye his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
There you go. That's an honor to have that seat of rulership.
Oh, man.
Think about that. When Jake think about the kingdom, we think about the fun side, having women, making music, you know what I'm saying, chilling, making your own movies. That's, entertainment, that's fun side. But the more serious, that's going to be even more grand. That's going to be even more exciting. With your rulership, you're going to dictate who so-called, I don't know what we're going to call them in the kingdom later. Prime ministers, presidents, kings. You're gonna have them in fetter. That's what the scriptures is saying.
Bill Gates.
All the chain, all that.
Yeah, and people think that that's mean, but that stops the wickedness.
Yeah.
That stops, the pedo rings. That stops GMOs. That is important to the process of paradise being set up in order.
Yeah. Certain heathen have to be set over these other heathen in order for them to keep them pacified and keep them well organized underneath our rulership. So why not set somebody up that's one of their people and he could be our puppet?
Yep.
That's one less reason we don't have to worry about
Right.
in order for us to do what we want. Okay?
Yep. For that 1,000 years, pretty much, that process of righteousness and the law is going to be set up under Yahweh Shai in 144. The large multitude will have their inheritance under them. From fixing up Jerusalem, the Holy Land, we're going to party inheritance, and then the goal is to go throughout the whole entire planet Earth and implement the law clean the earth. It's a lot of work that needs to be done. So after that 1,000th year, the heathen will very well know and understand what we require. But then they will have to teach it to the next generation, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna just imagine, I got this for you. Revelation 20:6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. Go back to Yahushua. Okay. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Yahushua, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Now I want to look at this word reign. So you want to speak on the priestly aspect, because that's what does the priest do? He teaches the law, you know. But that word reign with him is basilio, to be king, to exercise kingly power, reign of the governor of a province, of the rule of the Messiah. Metaphorically, to exercise the highest influence to control.
The highest influence to control. Right? Basically, your hegemony is going to be set up on the face of the earth. Our hegemony. I say your because I'm thinking about each individual brother. He's going to have his own rulership. Right? And what does the word hegemony mean? Basically means cultural dominance. Right? The way you want that the way that you want your kingdom to be ran is going to be forwarded by servants in your region. Say for instance, if the elder Yashawamba, you know, he receives Australia. Well, what he wants how he wants his rulership to be ran is going to be delegated by certain people, you know what I'm saying, that he handpicked in order to rule certain parts of his nation. Someone might be even heathens, right? But his nuances, what he wants, what he desires, his liking is going to be seen within that region. That's going to be all the various brothers, different, you know what I'm saying, states or provinces are going to be similar because it's going to be ran by Yahweh Shai. But what you like is going to be, right, implemented in your particular region. And your staff is going to help you do that. Some of your staff are going to be heathens. I repeat myself because I'm trying to paint the picture, right? It's not, we ain't gonna just be eating chicken in the kingdom of heaven and beating up white people, y'all. Who are y'all? Glad y'all slavery.
Kiss my boot.
Keep my boot. Kiss again. Kiss again. Kiss again. No, nigga. We gonna be doing shit,
Jacob immature.
right? The thought of rulership is too intimidating for a lot of chicks, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I'm starting to see, bro.
yeah.
This nigga's scared.
You know? That's what I'm starting to understand, dog. You gotta be sold out to believe, you know, to the truth, to really believe it, to grasp it, to meditate on it, to where you be able to articulate it, dog. To where it's real to you, dog. It's not real for a lot of Jake. You know? Ultimately, that cat that was scoffing, he don't believe. He don't believe in the true message of the scriptures. He ain't gonna let it in the church.
That's why Yahushua said, he that hath an ear to hear, let him hear. He said a lot of hard sayings. If you wouldn't chosen, it's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. You gonna reject it.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Isaiah 14, I don't forget that.
I do have to do that.
That's what.
Is that it on that?
That was it already.
Okay. The other, y'all sworn to get something? Go to
Daniel 7.
Isaiah 14. He got Isaiah 14 for me. Start at the top. And then if you can, get that word servant in the second verse, Bible yourself.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Verse 2.
Which those are Israelites.
Mhm.
Yep.
Right.
You got the 144, and you got the Lord multitude.
Right. That's right.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land for the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
That's right. Now, if you can't look up that word, servant, Bible shot. I believe it's abar. Abar. Abad. Yeah.
Yeah, so in Hebrew it's ibad, slave, servant, manservant, servants, worshippers of Yahweh.
So the first one it said man slave, servant, man servant. Like, bruh, how you gonna? It's like, why would you say we had servants but not slaves? Like that word means the same thing, bro. You know.
Yeah, it's all synonymous. Even an employee, that means slave. You know, you have slaves here. It's just gonna be flipped. They're just gonna be on the top.
When you go on a work site, you had like say for instance you work at a construction work, and they got you digging a ditch. All right. Well, who's your boss? Your boss is over the workers. Who's his boss? Right? Maybe possibly the owner. Where did he come from, or what's his color? Right? What's his color? What's his nationality? Right? More than likely, he's not an Israelite. But you're a servant unto him. He pays. Basically, he's feeding you right now. You're a servant to him. You work for him, though. You know? No, I really just wanted that to equate to just equate that word servant to slave, you know?
I got something for you. This is Isaiah 60.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, can we hold off on that one?
okay.
I got you though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming up real quick. Yeah, Isaiah 14.
Okay, I'll read verse 2 again. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
That's it. I don't get it.
How do you twist that and mistake that?
Yeah, but we gonna be friendly though. You like shut your bitch ass up, man.
But they're just some moist lip niggas.
What the fuck wrong with you,
Moist
man?
eyes. Nigga, you ain't ready to rule. Nobody go. You ain't even finna rule shit. Shut up.
Nigga give you a mic, you gonna talk about love all day.
Yeah. Like,
I just feel like love. Love.
that shit don't work. I had Isaiah 61 actually. I'm tripping.
Listen, Isaiah 60 also. Isaiah 60 also works too.
Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
Mm-hmm. So we will get rest. We're not gonna be equal to Edomite. You don't make your enemy close to you. Scriptures talk about that. Hey, real quick, Sirach 12 and 10. If you don't get it, you don't sit your enemy by you, dog. Make him equal unto you. He'll take you. Right? You're food to him.
Maybe closer, he'll figure out ways how he can take you down.
He's trying to take you over.
Yep. It's like letting your woman know everything about you.
Mhm.
They use that shit against you.
Yep.
You gotta be very,
Yep.
be mindful. This is Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. Like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Mm-hmm. Keep on going.
Those who humble themselves.
GNT.
Won't you?
Yeah, that GNT, something about that GNT.
I got you.
That mother for real. Yeah, you don't sit nobody back. A lot of my experience, the small experience that I had with having my own businesses, like you can forge a lot of relationship with Jake, But Jake, in the world, Jake in the world is waiting for a way to take you down. When it comes to money, it's nothing personal, but when it comes to money, opportunity, these people will shit on you. And it's nothing personal, but that's just the way. That's just the way for them to afford themselves.
That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is. When people, shit, an opportunity to work for yourself or work for somebody else arises, you all playing the games, hey, you do the wrong thing, hey, somebody will X you out for that opportunity. Right? Especially if they don't give a fuck about you. Esau could care less about you, nigga. They don't give a fuck about you. Esau will hold you for years.
Yeah.
Right? Be taking money from you. Shake you down for money. And you wanna be cool with these niggas?
Yeah.
You don't get it, dog. You don't understand. You don't get it, dog. These niggas are grimy. And you want to be equal with these hoe ass niggas, and that's why a lot of Jake is in captivity. That's why Jake in captivity right now. He's too fucking friendly. Yeah, we the Israelites, but y'all can't be mean though. Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up, man. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, dog. You never took it there before, nigga. You just talking shit. Jake just be really just sitting back talking shit all fucking day, man. Just shut the fuck up, man. You don't know what you're talking about, dog. A lot of niggas like that gonna get X the fuck out. A lot of niggas like that are gonna get X the fuck out, bro. You know what I'm saying? In Israel. Johnny come lately. There's a lot of people that know about the Israelites, they don't give a damn. They just talking shit on the internet.
They're not doers of the word.
You just talking shit on the internet, bro. Y'all like that's not gonna make it. Because you too damn friendly, dog. Stop being so fucking friendly, man. You don't understand what you're in right now. Go ahead, bro.
Jeremiah.
Salaki if I'm raining.
Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
Man, speak on that, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, you are doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. You breaking down the scriptures wrong, especially Joel 3. You cut yourself. You know what I mean? But also you're cursed. That's what they're cursed onto. You need to be put to death. You need to be X'd out because you're holding up progress with that friendly shit that the elders are talking about. And you're holding back your sword from blood, man. You shine away from bloodshed. A lot of these people need to be X'd out. They need to be ruled over. That's one of the instructions. When you take over land, you're supposed to take out the inhabitants, man. That's where we messed up at in Canaan. Holding back our sword from blood and mingling with them, being friendly with the heathen, and then look where we're at now, which was all 360 degrees of understanding we had to go through. But we've seen the result of being friendly with our enemies.
Yeah. Yep. Remind me of John Hyrcanus and his relationship with Antipas. Antipas is the father of Herod? And John Hyrcanus, I believe it was him, was being friendly and made Antipas his
Father of Herod.
His father Herod.
Antipater.
Antipater.
Yeah, Antipater.
I was the same kind of country, but
Nah.
Antipater. Right? Right? Being cool with him made him a confidant, and what happened? He went to, Antipater went to the Roman Empire and basically got his son set up as the king of the Jews. He took your place. You don't understand how serious this is. You don't see the blessings of being the chosen ones of Israel like really something that's precious. It's a fad to you, dog. Like, this is serious, bro. This is very serious, bro. It's not a fad. It's not just we just being saying we cooler than everybody, nigga. You making yourself equal with your enemies gonna cause you to be destroyed in that day. And that day is coming very soon. They gonna get the groveling real soon to a lot of white people.
They gonna show you how they feel about it.
They gonna show you how the fuck they feel about you. Real soon. Right? And I told you so far it's gonna happen very soon. All you women out there, you thought all you gotta do is just talk shit out there and get your little your benefits. I pray to the Lord, man, that he doesn't let it be, fulfilled that day, bro. If we gonna do it, let's do it. 'Cause, hey man, it's time for people to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
A lot of you hoes, you think you gonna just bounce back, just sell something. Bitch, don't nobody want you like that, ho.
Men ain't on that. Men ain't into.
And you don't look good. You don't look that good, bitch. You're crazy, ho. You're fat. My bitch, I see your gutter. Every time you hug me, I feel your gutter, ho. And I look at you and I know if you let that bitch go, all hell gonna break loose. In the motherfucking pants. Bah! That motherfucker belly button, got that belly button everywhere, dog. Poke somebody eye out. Bitch, you fat.
Snakes in the can.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Yeah. Everywhere. Whoop, there it is. Like, bitch, don't nobody want you, ho. You gonna find out the hard way, man.
Men are checked out.
Yeah.
These hoes ain't shit.
Even when they pretty, I'm saying. Like, even if it's a chick that's, bad, you may look like,
Check the fuck out.
well, but you really checked out. Men ain't
You done.
chilling.
Man, ain't trying to spend money like that.
No.
That's what I was gonna say.
Bitch, you're fat. If you think I'm checking for you, you got your damn mind.
Right. And if I may, I was gonna just add real quick. Motherfucker, even if they wanted to, they broke too.
They broke too.
Everybody's struggling right now. So you think you finna sell that cat to who?
To who, ho?
You got to be my last on
You?
Shit, come
Bitch,
on.
you're busty. Well, let me stop, bro.
That
Nigga
boy
really
was
wanna fire your weak ass up. You ain't shit, bitch.
Yeah, they're selling more out salami. Nobody want.
Yeah. Like, I'm just really like, I'm about to just think this ain't leftovers, ho.
Crazy.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Solid points. They gonna take that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna take it if anything.
And man, a lot of you hoes.
Yeah, man could have negotiated deal in anarchy.
Come on,
I got $12 in a ketchup pack.
Out of anger, probably being offended. Bitch, you got a nerve. He gonna hit you across your fucking eye.
Yeah, punch you in your damn face. A lot of hoes gonna get X down that day.
Yeah.
The sheer audacity that they put a price tag on it.
Mm-hmm. My goodness. But you hoes really think that this way of Esau is gonna continue. And he gonna let you down, baby. Hey, you gotta go too, bitch. You gotta go too. You know? You gotta go too, ho. But let's get back to the scriptures, man. I'm ranting. We had that Sarah 12th chapter in the GNT. Salakia. I've been on the ring.
Sirach chapter 12 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Watch out and be on guard against him, even if he acts ever so humble.
Right. And ever so humble. Guys, I just want you guys to do better as black people. Why they hate this nigga vocab alone?
Right.
3 or 4 years saying the same shit when in his denomination, if you will, nigga, two white supremacists are getting more and more popular. Joel Webbing and also
Matt Walsh too.
Matt Walsh, Brian Schwab. The guy said that the law need to come forth on niggas. You be stoned. The Calvinists, dog. Nigga, your congregation is filled, littered with white Christian nationalists, and you gonna try to paint the picture to me that you don't know nothing about that. That doesn't represent you. Like you've never had a conversation with these people. You're a piece of shit. You're a liar, deceiver. Okay, you know fully got good and goddamn well as white nationalists in your denomination.
Yep.
You piece of shit.
Yep. And within Christian nationalism, they have to support the small hat.
Yep.
Well, that's how you get blessed. Because if you bless Israel, that's the
Right. Yeah, because you believe you're a part of that covenant now. They believe it's a term called covenant theology. The Calvinists believe in covenant theology, which basically makes them equal to Israelites. Right? When it comes to the blessing. So with that blessing, guess what? You have rulership. So when you go to places like South America,
you can do what you want.
you can do what you, because they're heathen and I'm just trying to save you and slaughter many of thousands of them and put the whole system on apartheid since what, the 1990s? Under South African Afrikaners Calvinism. But you don't know nothing about that. Get the fuck out of here, man. These are the people that Jake is allowing them to sit right by.
Yeah.
Jake don't know what time it is, man. You know, they gonna get taken over by their enemy.
Yeah, spiritual war with no. Because they damn sure can't win a carnal war, so how you gonna win this war? Spiritual. And Jake is out here with no armor, nothing. No game plan, no hope. And talking about love your enemy, love Esau. You completely naked in a sport fight. You through.
Got a precept.
Yes.
It's Jeremiah 2:19. Thine own wickedness shall correct thee. And again, part of that is, joining hand in hand, want to be with the heathen and everything. That's wicked. But everything wicked that Jake has done eventually is going to come to a head. Like brother said, Jake has no covering right now. They have no covering because they're wicked. So eventually the Lord is going to send swift judgment to correct you for your wickedness.
Jake doesn't realize who they're playing with, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They really think that this is a game. They really think deep down inside, Esau over. He know we just bad. He know I want to be his friend. I'm still black. You really think this is a game?
Right.
Everything that you say is being calculated. Nigga, they're building databases all throughout the U.S. It ain't no small. When they think of a database, they think of a goddamn a monitor in your mama's basement. No, nigga, we talking about picture 1,000 of those being set up that are 100 feet tall, bro. Set up in various cities.
Volunteer.
Yeah, an ultra database. At least a football field is being erected right before your eyes. Everything you say is being calculated. Anything that they decide to demonize is going to be on a very, very sophisticated level, dog.
Right.
Only Jake understand. Calling yourself an Israelite is not gonna be cool, dog. And you over here playing with it. Deacon of God. He ain't trying to get out of America, bro.
Nah.
When all hell break loose, he's gonna act like the true bitch he is, man. I said
He gonna tell.
he gonna tell.
He gonna tell. He gonna come. He gonna be in.
Yeah.
He gonna be in court with a Tupac outfit on, a goddamn turtleneck with glasses. Yeah.
He's gonna be like
Trying to look innocent.
He's gonna be like old school from Don't Be a Menace. When they started shooting, it was time to run like a bitch. This is back in Jeremiah 2:19. It says, "Thy own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy God." and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. And Jake gonna really see when that time comes. If you don't have the fear of the Lord, it's gonna be exposed in that time, and it's gonna be no aid. When the scripture says, then there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, all right, it's talking about a lot of cats that knew that they were Israelites, you know? But again, you being corrected because of your wickedness, you know?
That's right. Yeah. This guy, he believes in America too. He believes in the money system, getting money. All right. That makes you, that gives you a defense. What you believe in is about to crumble right before your eyes, bro. Hey, this place is about to shut down. You're not gonna get any more donations really soon. All that money that's flowing in, Elijah is not gonna be able to sustain it. Alazar, he's done. His money is about to drain away. We're gonna watch him wax worse and worse. And the other niggas that he being cool with and hanging out with, them niggas about to rob him blind. To beat your ass up. Efforts really hold you. You supposed to look so bad, dog.
Better not with a bold fellow.
You know? But that's going back to trusting this world. You believe all these systems, dog, is gonna lead to your detriment, your destruction. Right? And you believe that it's gonna lead to your destruction, dog. Jake is done. But then it's going back to what? They trust in their enemy. Right? You trust this place, dog. Go ahead, Sirach. Sirach?
Oh, okay. Sirach chapter 10, or chapter 12, in verse 12. Sit an enemy at your right hand, and the next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your place of honor, putting him next to you, and he will overthrow you. Then you will realize the truth of my words, and be stung with regret when you remember them.
Yep.
Nobody feels sorry for a snake charmer or wild animal tamers who get bitten.
Yeah, trying to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is a way for you to be cool. Yeah, you know. But you still in the world, dog.
Right.
So you gonna get what you're looking for.
Sorry,
You gonna get all these guys, they're gonna get what you're looking for. You believe in this place. You believe in this system. You don't believe in what's said. That's why it's so far-fetched to you. That's why I'm talking about the kingdom is born to you guys, man.
Yeah. Sherman Jordan. They're doing the same thing over and over again that was what got us in the captivity. You know, what the elect, like Eliashon always mentions, the elect, like, all right, we get it this time. We're not going down that path no more. The 2/3, the scripture said, no new thing under the sun. They're continuing to do the same thing over and over again. Trying to be friends with our enemies. Trying to establish a life in the current captivity. And it bites them in the ass every time.
True.
It's gonna bite y'all in the ass ultimately, like the harshest this time. You know, when shit really goes down.
Hey, when that time comes, a lot of Jake that stood stiffly pertaining to Zephaniah 3 are gonna get praise and fame. But those that was on some bullshit, you're gonna get the fame too, and that's gonna be infamy. You know? See what I was doing.
Wow. Anybody else got something? Yeah.
Isaiah 61 and 5. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the son of the alien shall be your plowman and your vine dressers. Now, this word for plowman is Ikar. It says plowman, husbandman, farmer, working the land, yet not owning any of it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like,
That's servitude. That's
Space
basically.
servitude.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bible this dude is reading.
it's crazy.
Spit all, bro.
Yeah, the heathen are gonna be, they're gonna have jobs. Like your ass, cause he was up at 8:30, I think that nigga was.
Oh, it's too early, y'all.
Yeah, so
Nah,
nigga,
yeah, get the
clearly
fuck
he's
out
on
of
his way to slavery.
He's bragging on it.
He's bragging on
You
it.
ain't bragging on getting up at 8. That's what I'm saying. You bragging on getting up on 8:30, nigga. What you do?
Yeah, you know that in the world they say early bird get the first worm, some
Yeah,
shit.
he want that
Man,
money.
look,
Fuck that worm.
I know people get that too. Yeah. And also there's people out there that's working overnight.
Yep.
Man, nigga, that's not cool. If people get up at 3 o'clock at AM, that's not cool, nigga.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jake get paid $25 an hour with good benefits and weed. Patting his weed. Get the fuck out of here, man.
You got Jake that works overtime every weekend, bro. No days off. That's not living.
What's up, dog?
I got a precept in the NLT, Proverbs 1:27-2. It's useless to go to works so hard from early morning until late night, anxiously working for food to eat. Now, the King James it says, it is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for the Lord giveth his beloved sleep. That's a vain life. It's the life of a slave.
You're slaving.
Working 50 to 60 hours a week, sometimes maybe 65, 70 hours just to be broke.
Living check to check.
Living check to check, bro.
But you think you're doing something, nigga?
You ain't doing nothing but the more you make, put yourself in a bigger tax bracket for them to take more money from you.
Yeah, and breaking your fucking body down, working 60 plus hours. You gotta kill yourself just to make a decent living.
Right.
Doing a job with 2 fucking people.
Yeah. Fucking side hustle's mandatory. Just
Yeah.
fucking do anything.
Hurt. America hurts. Nigga.
But you think you're doing something because you got a 4K in a falling empire.
Take that shit.
I'm up at 8:30, y'all. This nigga weak.
Too early. No, it's too early for your bullshit.
Yeah, that shit weak, nigga. Nobody give a fuck about what you got going on, nigga. Man, you think this nigga happy he got a job? Oh ass nigga. What type of nigga is you? This shit's not fun, nigga. 12 hours for some bullshit? Man,
A lot
Jay.
of jobs people ain't even getting paid right now. Fucking government shut down. That's slavery.
Slavery. That's hella slavery.
No.
Some of them gotta go to work still.
Yes.
Yeah, you go take your ass to work.
Hurt.
Say, check this out. It says, this is chat. It said our brains wasn't built for long focus. Studies show most people can only do 3 to 5 hours of work, productive work per day. After that, energy, focus, and creativity drop sharply. Long hours mostly create burnout, not productivity.
Right.
You just spinning the goddamn wheel like you would say, burning candles on both ends or some shit like that.
Crazy.
These bodies weren't designed to just be in some shit like this all day.
You really breaking your body down.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't doing nothing but sitting on your ass in a damn truck, driving somewhere, nigga. Your body's breaking the fuck down doing that shit. It's cool down because you're young. When you get older, yeah. Shit's not fun, nigga. But you think you cool because you got a good job, old ass nigga? You don't understand what you're a part of.
It's a lot more tedious bullshit that comes with that good job too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of bullshit, dog. Which you trusted in the system. You know?
Yep.
But, I don't know. It's like it, bro. I'm over here rambling. But y'all go ahead, what's that in Isaiah 60? It's like, y'all had that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just brought out Isaiah 61. That's really what
Oh, I
was
thought you said Isaiah 60. That's how you wanted Isaiah 61? Did you want some more than that?
No, just that part about the plowman. You know, that's a promise.
Yeah.
Basically something we're supposed to look forward to.
Yeah.
That's a part of the good news. The Lord, you know, the acceptable year,
Yeah.
you know, all of that. You know, but the part of the good news is that you gonna have servants.
Right.
Nah, chilling.
But vocab, you know, they don't want to add that to the song. Like he actually brought this out before, and then when the dude, the Israelite guy, was brought up, well, what about this verse where it says that you go? He said, well, that's not talking about something. He changed it. You know, he's the devil. So the scriptures clearly support that we're gonna have servants, man. You know.
You gotta eat that whole world. That's a part of the gospel and the good news, like Elvis said.
Right.
Servitude and rulership in the kingdom.
And when these Edomites set up Christianity on over the earth, they had slaves. They called themselves the conquistadors when they went on and ran the damn muck. So come on now.
Yeah. And don't act like your congregation, you know what I'm saying, or your religion, they condone all types of racist rhetoric either, bro.
Right.
You know exactly what you're protecting, bro.
Right.
Go ahead,
Revelations 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. I brought it out because it says this is something that the Lord said has to happen if you have put somebody in captivity. You have to go in there. So you have somebody in subjection or have somebody under slavery, they have to get their recompense. Now when you go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, it says Esau at the end of the world and Jacob at the beginning of it that followed. So if Esau, so-called white man, what's the next step after his rulership ends? Is Jacob the ruler? So he still hasn't received his recompense. That has to come. So when he's going to receive that slavery, that's going to be during the time of the rulership with Yahushua sitting on the throne of King David, King David right under, and so on down.
That's right. Rulership is part of being a recompense.
This one,
Go ahead.
he actually read this. He cut himself. He didn't understand it. Joel chapter 3. That's how he to the point. Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Talking about the transatlantic slave trade. Hamites rounded us up. You know, the Palestine, which is the Arabs, they built the ships, and we were sold to who? It talks about it right here. Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, those Edomites who took a boat and came over and put us in captivity. That's a transatlantic slave trade, man. So this is talking about a recompense for what they did. And we went to 2nd Thessalonians, the 1st chapter already. That's a good thing to pay that back, man. You know, preachers read Revelation 13 and 10, Galatians 6 and 7. And whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Esau sold slavery amongst the apple of the Lord's eye, so he got to get paid back for that.
That's it.
Verse 6, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from your border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head, which links to what Isaiah 14 we just read. And this is what he messed up. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people afar off, for the Lord hath spoken. We're going to have our own slave trade. In order for us to trade people, we're going to have slaves of our own. When you're making a trade with somebody, you're trading your possession for another possession. We're going to have slaves, and we're going to pay Esau back by having the slave trade, but we're also going to keep slaves according to all the scriptures we just read around. You know, but we're going to ship their ass around too.
Because that moron tried to use that verse right there to state that we're not going to have slaves, but the heathen are going to have slaves like the Sabians. But in Isaiah 45, it says the Sabians, men of stature, shall bow down unto thee in chains.
So the rulers not going to have them, but the
Exactly, the heathen are. He tried to use that verse right there that Elder just brought out to validate that.
It makes sense.
How are we going to trade people if we're not going to have them?
Exactly.
That makes no fucking sense. Oh, that was it on that. Oh, that's it, verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters. No, I read that part already. No, that was it. That was it.
Very good. Isaiah 16, 10?
16.
Yeah, 60 verse 10.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, verse 10. Verse 10.
Isaiah 60 verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. Their king shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I will have mercy upon thee.
Mm-hmm. So the Most High, put us low, but He's gonna have mercy on us. And how is He gonna have mercy on us? Salvation, right? And those of the elect are gonna usher in that salvation, and the reward is rulership, right? Go ahead, huh?
All right. It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, that they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and their kings may be brought.
Mm-hmm. Right. Keep on going.
For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
That's right. So the kings are going to serve us. We elaborately went into what that service going to entail, right? Our jurisdiction is going to be set up on the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be set up on the planet Earth.
Yep.
Right? The resources we're going to be over. Ain't no it just ain't no we was Cain's. No. Judgment is going to, our judgment is going to be set up on the face of the earth, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's big. All right? Go ahead, out.
For the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary. I will make the place of my feet glorious. Thy sons also, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet, and shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
So these people are going to bow down unto us.
Yes, indeed.
Bend the knee.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Jay's scared of that though. That Victor guy we talked about more,
It's not the spirit, the first fruits of being.
The first fruits are yearning to get back in rulership. He said at the time of Yahushua. It was like, you gonna restore the kingdom now?
Exactly.
That's the last time we had a government, bro. Under Solomon.
It was a long
That's the
time.
last time we had a united sovereign government. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long
That was
time.
a long time, bro.
So we wanted, like, the whole fight is to get that back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Jay you got some Jay being ambitious trying to force it down, but it's not going to work without Yahushua. That's what Captain Zodiac and the rest of the guys is doing. Making political pacts, trying to present the truth in a certain way. It's not going to work. You're digging a ditch. You're digging yourself a ditch. You're trying to establish more sit-downs, things of nature. And at the end, and a lot of your fathers will be seeing it, and a lot of these people, your students' videos. If y'all notice, ISUPK start doing more videos, right? I'm talking about the congregation. That
They
father
ain't being watched over. Them niggas tripping.
a lot of that fathers gonna come out. He already is, man. Cause your leaders are suspect. They're weird. Or just plain stupid and willful. It's like Captain Desire, you call these people the devil, but you go in and be buddy with them.
Right.
You don't have a clue that these people are about to devour you, dog. You can't see it.
Man, it's to accuse your ass, dummy. Yeah.
Willful. And you don't believe that, guess what? Your house has to come first. That's when we have true rulership. You're not gonna have to go on people's podcasts and make political pacts with the demons. They gonna come to you. You gonna put them in a certain you gonna put them on a certain level. You know? You don't understand it.
Yeah.
You don't understand rulership. You know? Rulership is having total dominance over the people.
Dominion.
Dominion comes with Yahweh.
That's it. Government of the mind, governing minds and righteousness, though. You know, that's a heavy. And Jake just don't want responsibility at the end of the day.
Right.
We'll gladly take it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they don't have the vision. You gotta have vision.
You gotta have a vision.
Because we know we can't, exude that responsibility fully in earth now. But, we can apply wisdom to our daily lives and just vision about it. Yep. Niggas don't want to even envision themselves ruling over other people. Right. Damn, we want that. Okay.
All right, Val.
I got one real quick.
Go ahead, Ike.
It's Daniel chapter 7 and verse 27. And it says, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose king, which are the Israelites, which Yahushua, the Messiah, whom they ignorantly and fraudulently call Jesus Christ, stems from the tribe of Judah, man, the head tribe of the nation of Israel. And it says, that's the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. And that word serve, servants, handmaids, we read that in Isaiah 14, man. Slaves, man. You're gonna serve your slave and obey him. You're not gonna have a problem with it, bro. And if you do, like Scripture say in Luke, the 19th chapter, those that are my enemies, that have a problem with me reigning over them, roughly paraphrasing, bring forth and slay them before me, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna just get laid down, bro. So that rod in Psalms 2 and Revelations 2, breaking them in, beating them into shivers, like a potter's vessel. That rod gonna come into play, man. So yeah, you're gonna have some, trying that madness, because they're gonna have probably, like, especially these Edomites, coming out of rulership, going into slavery. You're gonna have some trying to rebel, trying to reject it or whatever. And they gonna be become an example, of what not to do. This gonna happen to you. That's gonna cause submission, man. People gonna start bowing down to it. Because they don't want to, they want their head chopped off,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's right.
The scripture for dominion. It says it's going to be given dominion to the saints. And dominions are going to serve them.
Yeah.
The other governments and rulers in that area are going to ultimately serve the nation of Israel.
under the whole heaven. That's everywhere. That's the planet Earth, man.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I was trying to say we shall tell this mountain to move, Lucy paraphrasing. So spiritual power, but governments are also mountains.
Right.
When we speak, shit gonna happen.
It's happening now. We've got the governors are moving now because the word of the Most High is powerful through the men that speaking it.
Anybody else? You got something? Anybody? I think that's good, huh? Hey, that being said, we want to give our praise to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakadash.
That honor to be possible as everywhere. Peace to me, salutation, Yahweh, 22. Shalom.
Shalom.